Good afternoon. Welcome to our Leaders United Live. I'm Tabitha Angel, Senior Director of the Our Promise campaign, and I'm so excited to be here today with Laurie McRae. Hi, Laurie. How are you?
Well, how are you, Tabitha? I'm doing great. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be here with you today and to chat with you. It's been a while. So you were one of the first Lous ever that I was able to oversee in our program, and really excited, to have you here. Your participation was such a pleasure. We learned a lot during that time. So just some things we wanted to love to learn more about your experience. So what did you learn about being a Leaders United?
Oh, wow. What didn't I learn, Tabitha? One of the main things that I did want to talk about was communication and learning how to communicate with people in a small, intimate setting, say perhaps with maybe 4 people or 250 people, learning how to articulate what the message was that I was trying to get across. So I think communication was extremely important to me. I really learned a lot on that. Thank you.
Yeah, it was an awesome way to see, everyone adapt in certain ways as far as like communication, because everybody has a different way of communicating. And then you're also dealing with multiple different types of departments, whether that's a smaller department as your account, or maybe that's a large department. For example, tell us where you were from. Where did you work at when you were in state service? If you could tell us a little bit about your history, your state service background.
Oh, my entire state service was with one department. It was with the Department of Transportation. Started in 1990. I was there until, what was it, just like maybe 3 years ago. I've been retired now for 3 years. So it was with the Department of Transportation.
Which is a large department. I think they're almost at like 19,000, and they have like 13 different districts. So they're quite a large department. They're not small by any means. So I feel like there was a lot of, different processes and procedures coming from that department and dealing with other departments as being a Leaders United. So what would you say your favorite thing we've heard about being a Lou? We've heard a couple different things from our other Leaders United sessions, but what was your favorite thing?
Probably interacting with all of the nonprofits, really experiencing their passion for their nonprofit, working with them to kind of like, I kind of look at it as a food analogy because I really love food. So I would say it was like setting the table and bringing a family together. So when you're a Lou, you're actually uniting not only nonprofits, but you're also uniting this huge group of state workers who want to help, and your nonprofits who need help. And so for me, it was like bringing everybody to the table and passing around all these dishes, and everybody could kind of sample what they wanted. And so I really enjoyed it. I just loved the camaraderie and just the back and forth and just learning. I learned a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of different opportunities within the program to learn different things. Like you said, bringing different state employees together, and then also the nonprofit community together, and all of what the nonprofits have to offer.
Right.
What would you say you learned about the nonprofit community?
Oh, they're passionate and they're diverse. They represent their different nonprofits. The way that they can articulate and just, again, that word passion comes back to me, is that it really means a lot to them to be involved in their nonprofit. So they have a stake, in getting, their message across, and so that it means something to people, so that people will bring not only maybe money, donating money, which is great, but also perhaps maybe even becoming a volunteer for them.
Yes, and you really opened up a door for us during your time with being a Leaders United. Was a nonprofit locally here in the region, out the Elk Grove area, and that was for where the horses were. What was the name of that nonprofit?
That was, oh, and they're still just absolutely amazing. That's a Project Ride.
Yes.
Project Ride, incredible. Yes.
Yeah.
Ride where we were fundraising. So I was able to help with the fundraising because I learned how to talk really, really good. So
That's awesome. And it really, we didn't know about that nonprofit, and it opened up a door for us to become a partner with them and them to be on our certified list. And, we went out and did a segment out there. And I think there's so many different types of nonprofits, and you touched on this. We have over 1,800 certified nonprofits on our list. But it opens doors to figure out there's such a diverse group of nonprofits. There's, Project Ride, there's, something for a little bit for everyone. So whether you are wanting to maybe get into, there's the health and human services side, there's the conservation side, environmental, there's also animals, there's all different types of nonprofits out there. And that's one of the great things about our program is that you're able to donate to any 501c3. Sometimes the list is so overwhelming because there's so many on there and there's so many great ones to choose from. But like you said, people really finding their passion and nonprofits being passionate about the services they're providing is a really unique opportunity to learn about in this program. It's kind of opened my eyes up to what is all out there and, what kind of services they are providing.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah. And since you've retired, which is congratulations, you deserve it. I'd love for you to talk about like your volunteerism. You're very active in the community. And I think, I really got to see that you being a Leaders United and your passion turning into your time. Like, how are you going to spend your time? That, I think it's just as important for people to know, like, donations are fantastic. And that is, we are asking for donations through the Our Promise campaign to give back to these programs and these resources. But I also think if you're able to do so, how important time and volunteerism is as well. So if you could talk a little bit about, your passion and your volunteerism, that would be great.
Well, there's a few that I actually volunteer for or with here in Elk Grove right now because of COVID. A lot of that has slowed down quite a bit, but I was able to. I'm still involved with the VIPS, which is Volunteers in Police Services. Believe it or not, it's a nonprofit, and it's with the Elk Grove Police Department. So that's a lot of fun. And it gives me an opportunity to be out in my community, talking with my community, interacting with the community, which is great, kind of like understanding what's going on. Another one is Bounty on the Boulevard, which is a scholarship program for high school students, college bound. And then, of course, Project Ride. Haven't been able to help them lately, but I'm looking forward to getting back involved with them. That nonprofit is near and dear to my heart. And I think a lot of people have something or a nonprofit that is near and dear. And giving of your time is a valuable, valuable resource for these nonprofits. They really need that. So
yeah, a lot of them don't have a lot of staff, right? Like they just don't have the financial means to necessarily hire on a lot of staff. So they really do rely on two things, and that's their fundraising or, direct donations and volunteers. And I think that's really important for people to know. And I like what you said, and that it's very valuable. I talk a lot about when I present, to different state employees and such, that time is not really on my side right now. I don't have a lot of time in my schedule. We work full time. We have 2 kids. There's a lot happening. So financially, donations makes a little more sense right now in our season of life. But I think it's just as important to note that giving up your time or, spending your time and volunteering your time is just as valuable and just as important for those nonprofits. I think that's something that, is really important to note that, that's just as important. So, we're really grateful, and I'm sure Elk Grove is so grateful to have you as a volunteer and doing all these amazing opportunities and giving back your time. That's really, really, that's really incredible to see.
Thank you. That means a lot to me coming from that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just really cool to see that, like life isn't done after retirement,
Oh,
like not at
yeah.
all. Like life
Right.
continues and there's
Mhm.
so much to do and so much to give back. And the fact that you gave back majority of your life being a public servant, being in state service, that's huge. You literally were, giving back to,
Right.
the community
Right.
and the public and the state. And now you're done with that, but you've decided to give back in a different way. And that's really volunteering your time and your passion and your energy back into your community and
Right.
where you live. And like you said, learning more about the in-depths of your community and what's happening and the feedback and all of the things that come from that. I think that's really important to do. Is you can't really say that you know your community unless you're really involved with your community.
Right.
So I
Right.
think it's really cool to see that, you're spending your time that way. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Well, why would you encourage others to join the Leaders United program?
Why would, that's a really good question. Lifelong friendships that you can make through this as well, with Leaders United. I have people from my year when I volunteered that I'm still in touch with, and they are so important to me, because they have a like-minded passion, and they're just the friendships that you can make, the confidence that you'll build. You can go in as a, kind of shy or a little bit thinking, oh, I can't speak in front of people, or I don't have anything really to offer. And you really do. There's so much inside of each of us. And I think with, with you and the staff there of Our Promise, you really build on that. You bring it out, you make a safe place. And there's just so much joy in the whole teamwork. It's just a lot of joy. And for me, joy is like one of the most important things. So go get a piece of joy,
Definitely. And I appreciate you saying that. I feel like, one of the most important jobs we can do is be confidence builders. I feel like, everybody needs a number one cheerleading fan on their team. And I feel like truly that's what we do here at Our Promise. Is we're just, cheerleaders, cheering all of you on because we want to see all of you do really well. And I think, talking about friendships and just the relationship building, we probably have heard that from every Lou we have interviewed on one of these sessions, is the relationships and the networking that they did within this program was, so valuable to them, whether that's in their career, like professionally, or personally. It did so much for them and building those relationships and those friendships and that networking. Unfortunately, things can get a little siloed within the state. You've been at your department for a really long time, you've had the same coworkers, colleagues, things like that, which is great. That's people stay in state service for a very long time and stay at their department because it's home. That's, but it's also great to have this type of opportunity where maybe you can like step out of the box a little bit and be able to network and build relationships with other state employees. I feel like that's a really valuable and important piece, not only for you professionally, but personally as well.
Right. I think my head's going to fall off from shaking. Yeah. It's all so valuable. And again, I just want to thank you for that opportunity and just being a part of my career. When I think about my career at the Department of Transportation, there is a part of it that last year was working with such an incredible organization as yours. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of that.
Well, I'm really grateful for your time, and the time that you spent with us. And just, I went through, I was in a transition at our program, moving from one position to the next. And I felt like I, grew and learned a lot that year that you were there, and just, learning management skills and things like that, and handling different people from different areas and different departments and different wants and different needs. It was fascinating, and it was really a great experience. And I have really good memories from the year that you were there. So We were really grateful to have you. So thank you so much for being here today. But now we have our final prize giveaway drawings. We're going to spin the wheel and we're going to select a winner of the Our Promise prize pack. So let's see who comes up. Okay, Mignon Pollard from California Department of Education. Or maybe with Department of Social Services, one of those two departments. So yay, great. Congratulations. Be on the lookout for confirmation email headed your way. We'll definitely contact you and be sure to enter. We have a new prize drawing coming up and we're going to draw the next name at our live kickoff. So we have our kickoff is coming up on September 1st, which is in 2 weeks on a Wednesday. So mark your calendars and be there. We're going to be interviewing multiple nonprofits, including some special four-legged guests from the Sacramento Zoo and Canine Companions for Independence. So we'll definitely have some other different types of guests at our kickoff. So we're really excited for that. Again, thank you for joining us, Laurie. We're so happy that you are here today. If anyone is interested in taking a more active role in the Our Promise campaign, please reach out to us. You can find us on our website at ourpromiseca.org. Our contact information is on there. And please be sure to check us out. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.